Hey, and welcome to 20 Minutes Self Development with me, your host, Tam Dillon. This podcast is all about focused, effective self development, specifically for healing practitioners, space holders, and intuitives who want to do the work behind the work. In each episode, I'll introduce you to a key concept, reflection, or tool that's designed to strengthen your inner capacity and support the integrity of your practice. In just 20 minutes, we'll go beyond surface level growth and into the real work that makes you a stronger, steadier, and more embodied practitioner. Let's get into today's episode. We are moving into a new month, we're moving into a new season, and well, with that comes a whole lot of change. So let's talk about change as a practitioner. I feel that this is a really great time to chat about this topic because change as a naturally gifted medicine person and professional practitioner is inevitable. Sorry, not sorry, everyone. You can't escape the inevitable change that's going to come with this line of work. Because if you're not changing, you are stagnating. And it's this is something that you're going to face. If you haven't already, it's something I guarantee you will face at some point is instability. Those periods when your clients dry up, income slows down, and you find yourself wondering if you're still on the right path. Are you still needed by the universe? Have you done something wrong? Does the universe hate you? And these things can feel destabilizing. For 5 years, your work has been thriving and you've been making a fabulous income and you've had consistent clients, and then all of a sudden it's crickets. And you're like, what the hell just happened? Like, what did I do? You wake up one morning and life is just upside down, and you find yourself really asking the question, am I still on the right path? Am I still doing this right? It feels destabilizing. It's frustrating. And terrifying. It's scary. This is your livelihood, your money, you being able to pay rent and keep a roof over your head and eat some food. It's kind of hitting into our survival stuff. But these moments aren't necessarily signs that you're failing. Okay, most of the time these aren't signs that you're failing or that you suck or that you're on the wrong path or you've upset the ancestors. Like, most of the time it's not the case. Often it's invitations for us to grow and adapt and refine how you walk your path. And these aren't really things that we can do when we're seeing 5 to 10 clients in a day, okay? Because we don't have the space for it. We don't have the capacity for it. So here's what this often looks like. You've had steady work for a good run. It could be months, it could be years, it could be weeks, where you've had this steady influx of clients. You're like, oh my God, this work is amazing and I'm doing so well. And then suddenly, like I say, crickets, for a few weeks, a few months, there's no clients. Like, nobody's booking with you. And you really wonder, am I doing something wrong? Has the universe stopped supporting me? Am I done being an employee of the universe? Has the universe fired me? Like, what is happening here? I've asked that question before. I'm like, am I fired? Have you put me on early retirement? Like, what is this? And if you've been working in a single modality and it no longer feels alive for you, like it becomes stagnant or draining, you feel guilty about wanting to shift into a different modality, as if you'd be betraying your original calling. Or you've poured yourself so fully into service that you've neglected your own growth, or you've just neglected yourself, and now you feel burnt out and unsure of your direction. And when these things happen, many of us slip into victim mode. Yes, I have done it. I have that victim mentality of like, oh my God, I'm fired by the universe and the universe hates me and I'm going to be poor and living on the streets and oh my God, my life just sucks right now and everything hates me. The universe doesn't care for me. Maybe I'm not meant for this. That mindset all it's going to do is erode your confidence, and it's going to block the very growth that these seasons are trying to cultivate. So you're just working against yourself. You're just standing in your own way at this stage. So the truth really is, stability in this work doesn't come from things always looking the same. Stability and consistency in this work are not having 5 clients day in and day out, and working with the same clients, and working with the same modality, and working with the same processes, or working in the same country. Your stability in this work doesn't come from things always being the same. It comes from 2 inequalities: resilience and adaptability. If you are going to answer the call, and if you've been asked to answer the call, please do answer it, because it's for a reason. And if you're going to be a healing practitioner, a medicine person, resilience and adaptability are 2 skills you need to cultivate for yourself. I'm coming from lived experience on this. Please trust me on this. Resilience and adaptability are your friends. Resilience means you can face seasons of change without collapsing into despair or victim mentality. It's the capacity to hold steady even when the ground beneath you is shifting. Like literally the world is being rocked from side to side. You don't ignore the difficulty, but you also don't let the difficulty define you. Okay, it doesn't mean that you are difficult. It means that you're just experiencing difficulty. And adaptability means you don't cling to one way of doing things. Just because you worked with one modality for 5 years doesn't mean it has to be your modality for the next 5 years. Allowing yourself to pivot and shift and change, to explore new tools, new settings, new countries. It keeps your work alive. It keeps you alive, and it's going to keep you and your work evolving. As medicine people, stagnation is, it's a bigger danger than change. Like change is your friend. Stagnation is your enemy. Okay. If you're the same practitioner you were a year ago, 5 years ago, a decade ago, something has gone wrong. Seriously, if you are the same practitioner that you were when you started, something has gone wrong. Something is incorrect. Growth requires shifting. It requires shedding, and sometimes even stepping away completely from your work, like taking an entire break. Hence me retiring from tarot in 2019 for nearly 4 or 5 years. Like I've only now in 2025 have I fully gone back to reading the way that I used to, but with a lot more boundaries and things in place. But I had to take that step back, because stepping away allows you to come back better, come back stronger, more knowledgeable, more in tune with where you are now. Here's a really cool reflection exercise you can use when you're going through these changes, where the universe has taken all your work away, and you haven't seen clients for the last 10 months, and you're like, oh my God, I suck at this work and the universe hates me. Here's an exercise you can try when you're feeling that destabilizing experience. And it's something we could call our resilience and adaptability inventory. Okay, so we're going to be taking inventory here. Yes, Tam is giving you homework. Tam always gives you homework. You should know this by now. So take a journal and draw 2 columns. Label 1 resilience, label 1 adaptability. And under resilience, I want you to list the challenges that you have faced in your path so far. Like what challenges have you gone through? What upheavals have you gone through? And how did you get through them? How did you move through them? What did you get from them? What did they bring you at the end of the day? How did that challenge shift and change you into the practitioner that you are right now? And remind yourself you've survived change before. This practice has helped me. Oh man, this practice has helped me so much. when I go through the stages where I'm like, oh my God, I have no clients, and oh my God, I think the universe has fired me, or I think they're forcing me into retirement, I'm only in my 40s, like what's happening? And then I'm like, no, it's normal. Like this is part of the ebbs and the flows. Like there's a reason for the season. And you have been through far worse before. You've been through bigger upheavals before. You've been through other challenges before. Like you can move through this. You're a big girl. Okay, you're a big girl now. You can do this. You can give yourself a bit of a pep talk. Under adaptability, list the areas where you've shifted and where you've grown, the new skills, the modalities, even the life changes that you've made that have made you a better practitioner. How have you become more adaptable, and how has being adaptable, how has adaptability helped you become the practitioner that you are? And now ask yourself the question, what is this current season asking of me? Is it asking me to strengthen my resilience by holding steady, or to grow my adaptability by perhaps changing direction? Maybe it's asking me both. A fair bit of the time it's asking you both, okay? Because sometimes, and in fact a lot of the time, you need resilience when you're going through changes. Resilience through change is hugely helpful, okay? And this turns instability into usable information. So instead of, what am I doing wrong? Have I been fired? Am I into forced retirement? Does the universe hate me? The question rather becomes, what is being reshaped in me right now? What is the purpose of this season? What is the reason for the season? Nice, quick, simple, easy to remember question. What is the reason for the season? And sit with it. Take your time with it. Resilience and adaptability doesn't mean that you're gonna, where you're like, okay, well, I'm resilient and adaptable and I'm shifting with it, so send me more clients now, universe, I'm ready. Because the universe is gonna be like, the hell you are. Like, have you really unpacked this? Like, come on, we've got a couple more weeks to go. Like, stop that nonsense. So stability doesn't mean that nothing changes. Okay, stability isn't about consistent routine where you're the same thing day in and day out. Like I said earlier, you're seeing the same clients for the next 100 years and you're working with the same modality for the next 100 years. You've got to shift in your work, because if you're not allowing yourself to shift in your work, you're stagnating in your work. And the universe is going to put you on the bench. The universe is absolutely going to bench you until you're like, okay, cool, let me make some shifts and some changes. Because we have to grow as practitioners. We are, a really great way to see it is we are like the hermit card in the tarot. He's the guy with the lantern, and he's shining the light for those behind him to see the way. He's leading the way, but in order for him to lead the way, he's got to walk the way. He's got to do the way. He's got to adjust and adapt and build resilience along the way, so that he can show the people behind him how to do it. Okay, that is part of being a medicine person. It's part of being called to the path. You're walking the path so that you can guide others down the exact same path. You must have noted that similarity in the experiences that you've had and the things that you teach and the things that you know. It comes through, and the clients that you see, they have similar experiences. They're going through the same challenges. They're dealing with the same hurdles, and you know why they're coming to you, because you have gone through them. You have walked that path already. You're the one holding the lantern. So, you've got to shift, you've got to change, because if you're not, you're doing a huge disservice to those that are coming along the path behind you. So I'll say it again, stability doesn't mean that nothing changes. Most stable practitioners are those who know how to ride change without losing themselves, without stepping into victim mentality. And it's tough sometimes. Sometimes it's destabilizing, where your business has been thriving and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then the universe is like, okay, cool, I'm going to pull you off your path for a second because you need to go back into universe college to, go further your degree. Think about it. Think about it in those terms. If you go and study a bachelor's degree, how much time does that take? It takes up a lot of time. Working a full-time job and studying for a bachelor's is a lot of work. Invariably, you might step away and do a part-time job or, risk burnout. And then when you're done with your bachelor's, well, where do you go? To do your master's. Again, you pulled off the, you create space to go and do your master's. It's the exact same thing. The only difference is the college that you're learning with. Again, instead of having like a physical college and physical books and physical teachers, it's the universe and weird signs and symbols and synchronicities and confusion, and a lot of like, what the hell is this? But it really is the same thing. Like you've got to, you can't just work constantly with the same people, with the same modalities day in and day out. You will stagnate so fast and you will fall out of service very quickly. So stability doesn't mean nothing changes. That is not the definition of stability. Stability is the ability to remain stable despite what is going on outside of you. That is the definition of stability. Okay. If you are in a slow season, if your clients aren't coming in, if your work feels uncertain, if you're like, oh my God, what is happening? Do I suck? Am I fired? Am I retired? Like, what is happening? Don't rush to declare failure. Don't rush to victim mentality. And I know that's not easy to do because of who we work for. Like, the universe is one of the weirdest bosses to have, man. Like, the universe is weird to work for. Like, there's a lot about it that is not normal. We don't get letters from HR where they're like, okay, well, your performance hasn't been that great, or, we need to go and up your skills, or we need to change you to a different department. They just throw you some curveballs and hope that you figure it out. It's like, it's confusing. So don't rush to victim mentality. Don't rush to be like, oh my God, I suck, I'm fired, I'm retired, I'm failing, the universe hates me. Don't rush to do those things. Take it as an invitation. Lean into resilience when you need to hold steady. Build resilience for yourself. There was something that was taught to me by the ancestors mid last year, and it was taught to me through watching and observing the trees. And I was looking at into like a little bit of a wooded area, and I noticed there were trees that had bent over, but growing out of the limbs that had bent down towards the ground were limbs that were growing straight up. And it was this understanding that if we don't bend, we'll break. And then they just flowed into this beautiful analogy of, in ancient times, before we had shoes, we would walk to toughen our feet and build that hard callus on the feet. And that callus on the feet is symbolic of building that resilience. But just because the outer layers are tough and resilient, they're not there to build calluses and toughen up the inside. They're there to keep the softness on the inside safe. It's there to keep the softness there. So we have to build that resilience. We have to build those calluses on the outside. We have to walk the path. They're barefooted. We need to walk through the harsh landscapes of this path and build those calluses, build those parts of resilience, strengthen the feet that are carrying us through this lifetime. But it's not to make us harder. It's there to help protect the softness and the beauty of the gifts that we give to the world. So build that resilience. That resilience will give you endurance, and that endurance is what's going to help you go further, do more, offer more, be of deeper service, be a better medicine person, be a more competent and efficient medicine person. And if we're not building resilience, we're not building endurance, we're not building up those calluses, what are we walking on? Soft, mushy feet that are just going to keep getting cut up and sliced and, bleeding all over the place. So build that resilience, build that endurance for yourself, be adaptable. This is probably the one line of work where if you don't have adaptability and resilience, you are going to come up short. You are going to knock your head. You are going to walk around with proverbial bloodied feet. Okay, like you build the calluses, but the calluses are not there to make you hard. They're there for durability and endurance so that you can walk further and more efficiently. Okay, to keep the soft parts of you soft, because you do need softness in the work that you do. We need hardness in certain things and endurance, but for the most part, we need the softness. So resilience and adaptability are your friend. They will help you build endurance. They will help you build confidence. They will help you in the moments when your work does come to a grinding halt, and know that your work will come to a grinding halt for a good reason. The universe is not malicious. Okay, the universe is not like, let's mess with this practitioner because we feel like it. They're not mean girls up there. It's not how the universe works. So know that these things are essential for staying alive in the work that you do. These are the these skills are going to help you stay on your path and allow you to continue to walk that path with endurance and confidence and stability and ease. And remember, the universe isn't abandoning you, it's shaping you. It's ensuring that you don't become stagnant, that you keep refining yourself, and that you stay aligned with the deeper purposes of your gift.
Thanks for joining me for this week's episode of 20-Minute Self-Development. If today's reflections were helpful, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode, where we'll explore another tool or principle to support you in doing your own work as a healing practitioner. If you're looking for deeper support, my practitioner mentoring sessions are designed to help you refine your presence, integrate your self-work, and build a practice that's both ethical and sustainable. You can also visit the Tam Dillon Academy to explore all current programs and resources built specifically for space holders like you. Until next time, keep showing up for your own work, and remember, real growth is built on consistency, integrity, and self-responsibility.